Well, g'day everyone. Wanted to talk to you today about a product that Synco have sent me. I'm really interested in this because I do like to use my phone all the time, and I'm really interested in getting the best sound into the phone as possible. So they sent me this unit. So it's a Synco and it's the P2L. This has two transmitters and one receiver that I'll show you a little bit later. But in the box itself, you get a USB-C charger. You also get this great little adapter that enables you to plug in headphones so you can monitor what you're recording on your iPhone, and that's great as well. I'll show how this works in a minute. Now, this is the box that the units come in, really nice and small. There's just a couple of things about this. There's a USB-C adapter here so you can charge this up, and there's also a little press button here that you can press to if you wanted to resync the units inside it or pair them. Also, if you press it once, it will show you the amount of charge. And at the moment, you can see that this is fully charged. When it's charged and plugged in, that will flash to show you what you're up to with your charging. So that works really nicely as well. If you want to get the units out, you just do that, push it, and then the units come out like that. Now you'll see at the moment they're fully charged, so they're not red. If they're charging, this will light up and you'll see a little red light that comes in through here. Now to get the units out, all you do is you just pull them out. As soon as you take them out, they will start flashing and they'll sync immediately or pair immediately. And then all you do is you clip one of these onto your lapel or whatever like this, your jacket. And then with your phone, you just plug this end into your phone. Now you'll see as soon as I plug that into the phone, it starts to flash there. So you can see that it's now in sync with this unit as well, which is also flashing, which is nice to know. I mean, I suppose if you were worried about that, you could always turn that around so you could face it the opposite way so you wouldn't see that flashing up and down. It might be a bit of a distraction if it's dark, in a dark setting, for instance. And then basically it just works. Now, the great thing is with these attachments that I showed you, you also have this little attachment here that you plug into the USB-C attachment through there, and then you can plug in your headphones into this end so that you can monitor the actual signal. And that's brilliant because normally whenever you're using these type of microphones, you can't then monitor the signal that's coming out. And that's terrific to be able to have that. The pair of them too is, it does come with two of these, so they will work in as a pair. So if you wanted to say have two people wearing these and recording them at the same time, one will go into the left channel, one will go into the right channel. You can also use them as a stereo pair if you wanted to and have them both on you, and you get it into stereo as well if you wanted to go that way. Fun, like for instance, if you wanted to put it onto your shoes and have footsteps, well then you'd have a left and right with your footsteps. So there's some interesting things that you can do with these in pairs if you'd like to go about it that way. But they're just tiny. I mean, it is terrific. The quality itself I've found is actually very, very good. Particularly when you look at the distance that you can use these with later on, and I'll show that in a bit further on in this video, so you'll be able to have a look at that as well. But you know, I mean, overall, I just can't fault these. I think well, I can. There's one fault which I'll talk about. It does have issues with wind noise. Unfortunately, there's no windsock with this, which is a pity because I really think they should develop a windsock, and I'm hoping that they do come up with something that enables a windsock to be used. And I show a way of getting around this in the video, and I put it inside this pocket, and I'll show you that when it's being used a little bit later on. So I'll show you how I can get around that, and I do that even when I'm using wireless goes, things like that. Any of the wireless microphones, I tend to put it inside these tops that I wear. That's why I buy these tops, because they have this ability to take out all the wind noise, and it gets around that aspect as well. So what we'll do now is we'll go out and do some tests outside just to sort of see how it sounds outside, and also what sort of distance that you get out of this as well. And we'll look at that now. Okay, so this is with the standard microphone in the inbuilt iPhone. Now you can see it probably sounds pretty good at this distance, but the problem is when I start to move away. So I'll do that now. So I bet now you can hardly hear me. This is the problem if you're using the inbuilt microphone. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to put this microphone in, and I'm just going to stick it on my pocket here, and then we'll plug this into the phone, and this is the part where the headphones will click into, so Kerry, who's filming this, will be able to hear me. So we'll do that now and we'll test to see how that sounds. So I bet now you can hardly hear me. So now I've switched to this microphone and you should be able to hear me very well. This is the benefit now of having wireless instead of using the inbuilt microphone. Now I have noticed that there is some wind noise. I'm not sure, Kerry, is there any at the moment, or is it? You know, I've noticed if it's a slight breeze, you do get the wind noise. But what I can do is I can take this off, stick it into this pocket that I have here, and then it won't make any wind noise at all. And I'll come forward and I'll show you that. That's one of the beauties of this top. If I stick it into the front here, which is where you'll normally put it, or something like that on your shirt or something like that, if it does get windy, there is a little bit of a wind noise. But what you probably could do is turn it backwards, like this may protect it, or with these tops particularly, I can stick it inside this little pocket and then it won't get any wind noise at all. So that's probably what I'll do, just to make sure I get a decent sound as I walk. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to do a distance test. Look, I believe this goes to 100 meters. I'm not probably going to walk that far. I'm just going to walk to the end of the street, because really, a practical use of this is probably just from the distance that I walked from before. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to walk away. Now I think I'll do one where I turn away first, because it might go fairly quickly. Remember, these are line of sight, so if I turn around it might drop quickly. So Kerry is just going to wave her arms when the signal drops out. So we'll do that now. So I'll turn around and I'm just going to start walking, and I'll talk as I walk. I'll count the steps and then Kerry will say when it drops out. So I'll do facing away first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is it still okay, Kerry? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Is it still okay? That's pretty good. 20 meters like that facing away is actually very good. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Is it still okay, Kerry? Still okay? 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Is it still okay? Not dropped out at all. Wow. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 48, 49, 50. Is it still okay? 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Is it still okay? Wow. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 68, 69, 70. Is that still okay? 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. Is it still okay? That's unbelievable. Now I wonder if I move out, I'm going to move out down here, and I'll bet you any money it will disappear. So I'm going to go here. It's probably now disappeared because I'm not straight line of sight. I'll see anyway because I'll move back in. Did that disappear? Oh, so it stayed. Wow. Well, that's about 80 meters. I'm not going to go any further. Look, that's amazing. So I'm just going to come back now and we'll just see how it goes. Now it's quite windy now. What I'm going to do is I'll find a windy spot and I'm going to take this out and I'm going to see if Kerry can hear the wind. I've just got to wait for it to be windy. Can you hear any wind, Kerry? You can? Yeah, okay. If I put it back into the pocket there, has it just disappeared? Okay. All right, well that's it then. Okay, so let's have a look at the website. This is the Synco website, and it talks about the products themselves. It's just nice to show you what's involved with these. There's two models. There's a P2T with a Type-C connector, and that mounts onto Android phones. You can see there that that has the Android attachment. And there's also one which goes on the iPhone, which is the P2L. And that's, you can see the iPhone adapter there that you're looking at. That's using the Lightning connector. The good thing about these two is that the unit that I've got has two transmitters. I think there might be another one with one transmitter and one receiver. But the great part about this is that with the two transmitters, you can, say, be interviewing two people at the one time, and then they'll come into left and right channel, and you can do it that way. You can also determine as well whether you want this to be in stereo or whether you'd like it to be in mono as well. Obviously, if you're recording two people, you would have it in stereo, and then you would just later on make each of those tracks into mono, or you could have two receivers and record a stereo signal as well. It says here down there's two colours. There's one is pearl white and the other is the stone blue. That's what I've got. If you come down to the little box, and I've showed you this a little bit earlier, but you can see here how the units fit into the box itself. It says here that the dual microphone, the P2T and the P2L are both equipped with a charging case. And they basically flash red if it's being charged, or there's a red LED inside that flashes red. It has auto pairing as well, so as soon as you pull it out of the box, it does auto pair. And it's also got fast charging. It says here 10-minute charging affords 45 minutes of shooting. So really, you never have to run out of being able to use these, because you just stick it in, for 10 minutes, and then you've got another 45 minutes of shooting. If you want a full charge, it takes 1.5 hours, and it's great. With additional charges in the case, a total of 15 hours runtime is possible. So you can use these for 15 hours all up. It's got a strong signal, and I've actually showed that. Basically, it's saying here that you can get to 150 meters of clear line of sight. I took it up to about 80 and it was really good. And I had the unit in front of me and walked away, and it was probably the strongest I've had in that regard without it dropping out, because it was not straight line of sight, because I was turned the opposite way. So now it does have what they call acoustic noise cancelling technology. I haven't had enough chance yet to really try that out and to see how well it works, but I'll sort of look at that a little bit later on. Now, it does offer as well 9 creative voice effects. And there's things like baby, male to female, female to male, monster effects, etc. Now, they might be quite good if you are just having a bit of fun, or you'd say doing TikTok or something like that, and you wanted to get some of these sound effects in them. To be completely honest, they don't interest me at all. I mean, I'm only really interested in the sound quality and just being able to stream wirelessly. So I'm not going to show those, but just be aware that they are there if you wanted to use them. And you can have all these effects built straight in, so that will go straight into your phone just by selecting on the button, and then it will say what the actual sound is, and then that sound then will be recorded onto the video. So like I said, you might have some fun if you're using that for TikTok or something like that, but it's not really for me. The real monitor as well, you've got an accessory that I've showed you at the beginning that you can actually monitor the sound as well. Now that's great, because a lot of these devices that you have, when you've put the microphone in, you can't monitor what the sound is actually like, and that's quite dangerous. So it's great to have something that you can check the signal and make sure everything's okay while you're doing it. Very, very small microphone, compact system. It is really small and really light. This dynamic light is really cool, and I showed that at the beginning how that works. It's a really nice effect. Just a couple of the specifications of this. It is working on the 2.4 gigahertz system. That's both the transmitter and the receiver. I'm not going to go through all of these, but the frequency response is 20 hertz to 20 hertz. Just checking down here as well. The bit depth is 16-bit. And the sensitivity is minus 26 dB, and the signal to noise ratio is greater than 75 dB. The battery charging time is 1.5 hours, and the battery life is 5 hours in the units themselves. And like I said, the weight is really small. It's only 10 grams for the transmitter, and the receiver is only 5 grams. So, I mean, you don't even feel them there. The battery wireless charging case that you get there has a 300 mAh built-in battery. The charging time for that is 2 hours, and it is a Type-C. It needs to be 5-volt 2-amp as well, and the weight of that is only 87.5 grams. So, it's really, really lightweight and easy to carry around. Okay, so what do I think about this whole unit? I think it's great. I think this little charger is terrific. It's very, very small, easy to stick in your bag or something like that. And then when you want to put them away later, you just simply stick them in. Now you'll notice the second that I put them in, it's red there. That's because it's going to charge up, so you can see it's a little red signal there. So you can see them all in the box here charging up. That's the red indicator that says that they're charging up. You just close it, and then they'll be charged and ready to use again the next time you want to use them. So, you know, it's terrific. I'm really happy with it. Like I said, the only thing they could improve is to produce some sort of windsock that would fit over this, and then they would be just amazing. That's the only thing, but I've got around that problem with what I've got in these pockets that I've got on these tops. So apart from that, thank you so much, Synco, for sending it to me. They didn't ask me to submit this review for them or whatever. They just said have a look at them and say what you think, and I have, and I think they're terrific. Apart from that, if you have any questions about this, leave it down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.